So by the title of this video, I'm assuming that you're looking for more answers on meditation and how to meditate and other shit like that, right? So I'm about to give you the sauce. I'm about to give you all the sauce that you're ever going to need about meditation, right? So meditation for many years has been misguided, misdirected, and given a ton of misinformation on. So if you're a religious type person and you're watching this video, I'm about to fry you. So most religious people, they think it's like some demonic new age spirituality, demonic ass fucking thing, right? That's false. If you a regular ass nigga and you not meditating because you don't think it'll be beneficial for you, I'm sorry, you're a bot, you're cooked. Now, if you listen to me for this entire video, I'm about to get you right. I'm about to get you locked in on your desired reality. Anything that you want, I'm about to tell you how you can get that shit right now, nigga. Lock in. So like I said, there's been a lot of misinformation about meditation, right? Now, why do I say this? So a lot of people think like when you go to meditate, you're supposed to just sit there and try to clear your head, try to get rid of all the thoughts that you can get rid of, right? That's not the goal, bro. You're not supposed to just sit there and try to forcibly get rid of thoughts, right? Because you got to realize the law of correspondence. Now, if I give something more importance over me because I put more attention on it, if I put more focus on that, I'm only going to attract that to me way more, right? So think about this when you're meditating. Now, if you're meditating and you're overthinking, right? You have a lot of thoughts going on in your mind. You're like cooked. Your mind's cooked. It's fried. So you sit down, you try meditating, and you think about this person that maybe cut you off in traffic, nigga. Some nigga in fucking Walmart did some shit to you, right? You think about all this shit, all unfinished thoughts. You never gave your brain time to even finish the thought, right? Now, all of these thoughts are going to resurface, and you're going to have to deal with that in meditation, right? But the good thing about meditation and a good thing about being a human being, bro, is you have a consciousness. Your ability to be still is your godlike state, right? So you got to think about it like this. Neutrality, right? If I was on the spectrum of like neutral, positive, and negative, right? Where do you think God will be at? God will be neutral because even he said in the Bible, he creates the light and the darkness. He creates the good and the evil. So where do you think he's going to be operating from a point of? He's going to be operating from a point of neutrality, right? So when you're in a neutral and still point, you get to have ultimate awareness of your thoughts and consciousness, right? Now, you have to understand, you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. I want you to sit here. And while you're watching this video, I want you to think what your next thought is going to be. You can't do that shit, nigga. That's impossible. You can't predict what your next thought is going to be, right? So where are your thoughts coming from? Your thoughts are coming from the things. There's a spider behind my fucking camera. So if you see me look over here, that's what I'm looking at. So your thoughts come from your environment, right? So what are your eyes and your brain perceiving right now? And what is your perception on what is happening in physical reality, right? Now, if I wasn't able to perceive any of this shit through my 5 senses, well, that's 10. Through my 5 senses, if I wasn't able to perceive this shit, would I have thoughts? If I had no sense of language, if I had no sense of touch, smell, hearing, or sight, would I have thoughts? No, you wouldn't have thoughts. You would just be pure awareness and consciousness, nigga. Now, the fact that you now understand that you are pure consciousness and awareness and that you are not your thoughts, you now have the ability to transcend your thoughts in your mind during meditation. Now, when you're doing this, when you're beginning the process of transcending your thought patterns and watching them go by, what can you do? You can sit there and consciously identify with the thoughts of the identity of somebody who you would like to embody, right? Now, this is why it's important that me personally, I do self-affirmations every single morning. I listen to affirmations, I meditate, and I even run through my affirmations during my meditation after like 15, 30 minutes, right? So why do I do this? And I also say my affirmations, not just listen to them and say them in my head. I also speak my affirmations into physical reality, right? Now why do I do this during meditation specifically? So you're actively lowering your brainwaves. Now, why is this important? It's important because you're able to impress the subconscious mind with your thoughts, right? Really think how crazy that is, right? So in previous videos, I said that your brain doesn't know the difference between like situation that happened right in front of you or something that you envisioned in your mind, right? It doesn't know the fucking difference. But during meditation, if you can identify with the thoughts of somebody who you would like to step into, and you do that consistently over time, and you have positive self-talk about yourself, and you see your character, your physical avatar in a positive light, you will only begin to attract what you are, which is that positivity that you're shining a light on during meditation, right? So this is how you can literally uproot yourself out of depression, out of bad situations in your life, out of bad mental health positions through meditation. And people say just like some demonic shit, bro. That shit be pissing me off. That shit crazy as hell. But I'm dead ass when I be saying this shit, nigga. I've done this shit many fucking times. Now, in addition to that, it's also important to give your thoughts permission to exist in your mind. You just have to be aware of your thoughts during meditation. That's the only goal. Come to a point of stillness, your God state, so you can tap in to your intuitive guides that'll lead you to your desired reality, right? Because you have to really understand that, bro, it is our birthright to have a good experience on this earth. Like nobody incarnated on this bitch to suffer. But you have to listen to yourself and God to actually know what your divine purpose is. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to access the kingdom of heaven. So I'm editing right now, so I had to cut out a part of the video. But when I say the kingdom of heaven, I'm not talking about like a physical place, right? Now, the kingdom of heaven is in regards to your mind, right? The fourth dimension. What are you able to see with your mind sight? What are you able to see with your conscious mind? Not in the physical realm, right? Now, the process of bringing like heaven on earth is literally taking your mental projection or mentally projecting your conscious identity onto physical reality. That is literally what heaven on earth is, right? Because if you really think about this shit, why would you mentally project, unless you're like a twisted individual, why would you mentally project evil and hatred onto the world if you didn't have a divine spirit, right? So through divinity, you're able to bring heaven on earth through your mental picture and mental projection. Now, I'm about to start talking about, after this clip or after like this voice note, I'm about to start talking about how emotion is so important for your subconscious impressment, right? And how emotion is so OP and how it's the communication line of the gods in the universe. So emotion, and I'm about to talk about this like in the video. So emotion plus action equals conviction. And conviction is the state of like 100% subconscious impressment of the mind. When you are convinced that you are a specific identity, you now have became that identity, right? And all of the gifts of that identity will be granted unto you through the kingdom of heaven. So this is what I'm about to get into next. The emotion and the physical action combined together equals conviction, right? Now, I know in the Bible it talks about how faith in God, X, Y, and Z, right? But honestly, what niggas are not going to tell you is that conviction is really the emotion or the emotional state that you need to be, quote unquote, manifesting from or operating from, right? So for example, if I was trying to become a $1 million brand owner, right? Do you think in the process of me becoming the $1 million brand owner, I had no conviction that I would become that prior to me even materializing that shit? Nigga, no. I was already convinced that this would work out. Otherwise, I wouldn't be fucking doing it. And otherwise, the gifts of being a $1 million brand owner, the gifts of being that identity before I even saw it in my physical reality, will be granted unto me simply because I had faith and conviction that it will work. I had faith and conviction in myself. And really, myself is just an extension of the Lord, God, the Holy Spirit, divine energy. I am just a piece of that. So if my self-confidence is so high enough that I know I can complete this thing, my conviction is so high enough in this identity that I can complete this thing, it's going to manifest simply because I have that conviction. So now that I went over identity, let me circle back to meditation and why these two are so important, right? So meditation gives you the space in between your thoughts and your conscious awareness being, right? You are a consciously aware being. You're a spirit, right? You're not this physical vessel. You're not this fucking body, bro. You're not. So the reason meditation is so important for you to separate yourself from your thoughts is because you have to realize you are not your thoughts, right? Now, when you realize you are not your thoughts, you can consciously give yourself the correct thoughts that identify with something that you want to become, right? This is how you can literally become anything you want on this bitch, bro. And it's also to give you the awareness of every aspect of yourself so you can have control over and manipulate it in a way for your benefit. So if you ever watched the movie Lucy, you know in the movie Lucy, she took a drug that increases her brain activity, right? And increases her ability to access 100% of her brain. Now, from the beginning of her movie to the end of her movie, at the end of the movie, if you've never seen it, spoiler alert, she dissolved her whole physical being and became one with the fucking cosmos. She became one with the universe. And she literally, nigga, when she was fighting the bad guys or whatever, she wasn't even in the room and she was terrorizing these niggas because she became fucking time and space. She realized her brain realized she was just pure consciousness. She had no need for the fucking physical body anymore. Now, when she realized she was 100% awareness and consciousness, that is when she fucking merged with the fucking cosmos, nigga. And she completely took over this third dimensional realm. Watch that movie Lucy. I'm gonna put like a flick or some shit on this bitch so y'all can understand what I'm talking about. But that's what we are. That's what we are, bro. We're not this physical body. Like, you see me on the camera right now, right? Nigga, we're not this physical body. Nigga, I'm glowing. Nigga, my skin clear as fuck, nigga. Bro, that's because I treat myself like a fucking god. There will never be a time where anything on me is unhealthy unless I created that for myself through a bad habit, through eating like shit, through any other thing. Yeah, eventually I'm gonna die like a mortal being and I'm gonna go back to the soil in which I was brought up from. But while I'm still active on this bitch and I still have goals and experiences I need to experience, I'm obviously going to take care of my temple because this is the only thing that is bridging the gap between the spiritual realm and the 3D physical realm, nigga. This is my only way to access that shit. I don't get another one of these bitches. Unless it's like some fucking Matrix government ass niggas that's cloning niggas and shit in fucking labs and transferring their consciousness over to them fucking clones and shit. But I'm not on that type of time, so I gotta take care of my only body that I have on this bitch. So, and I'm nigga, if reincarnation real, nigga, I'm not trying to come back to this bitch, bro. I'm trying to become somebody's spirit guide or some shit.